I would like to congratulate Bahrain and India on completing 50 years of a bilateral relationship. It's a long one. It's a very important one. The Indian embassy was the first embassy that was put up in Bahrain as soon as they got their independence. And I remember my relationship with Bahrain goes back to a few years after I won Miss World. We had this really unfortunate incident in India, which was the earthquake in 2001. And in a matter of 2 weeks, people who lived in Bahrain, who had their heart in the right place, got together and put up this event, a fundraising event. And we raised so much money from the Bahraini people, including from the royal family. We raised over 60,000 dinar for that one evening. And they came out and were truly supportive. And it makes me really proud to congratulate both India and Bahrain today on completing 50 years of a wonderful relationship. May you have many, many, many more. This is just the beginning. I think for that particular event, I was there for about 2, maybe 3 days, but it was the beginning of a very long relationship because I've been back since. I have had just such a wonderful time every time I've been back. I remember coming back to do a lecture with Prince Nayan and his, because of the universities, and I gave a lecture at the universities there. And I've been back a few times. It's been wonderful. I think Bahrain is very different from the rest of the Middle East. It is much more relaxed, and I love the people. The people are very sweet, very friendly. They go out of their way. There's so many Indians over there, and not just the Indians. It's even the very locals who make you feel really at home. I remember at one time I met just before the event that I was there for the first time, and I was having lunch with the Indian High Commissioner and Prince Muhammad from the royal family, who's the head of defense. I met him there, and I was so amazed because they're so warm and so friendly, and he was fantastic. And we kept in touch since then as well. It shows you a very different light to the Middle East, very positive light from when, especially today, people are aware of it. At that time, going back to 2000, 2001, they weren't as aware as we are today. But I've just been back quite a few times since. People were so warm, they were so welcoming, they were so enamored and very kind. Their reaction was just wonderful. They were very kind and very friendly. And at the same time, they give you your space. And I loved it. I made some really good friends in Bahrain. I think it's all a chain reaction. And I would say life is just a whole series of crossroads, and winning Miss World was one of the biggest highlights in my life. But when I look at all the crossroads that you reach and eventually where you are, you look at the highlights of your life. And I do believe, had I not won Miss World and I not been taken the steps that I had taken in life, I wouldn't have my 3 little babies today. And they're just my biggest achievement and highlight of my life. And I ask them every single day, do I tell you enough that I love you? And my 5-year-old rolls her eyes and goes, oh, mama, you just too many times. But yes, I think, yes, I would have had kids anyway. I've always wanted children. But, my 3 beautiful children are because I met Colin and we got married, and every road is a crossroad. Every decision you make leads you to that crossroad, which gets you to where you are. It's funny because every achievement I have had has brought along with it a very strong sense of humility. I think it's a very strange thing to say, but I feel that because I am me and I'm the same person I was growing up with my, my middle class values. And I'm just the same person. And every time I achieve something, I always felt, really? Wow. And even when I won the 3 titles at Miss World, it was, wow, it's me. And I still go through that. It's not just then. I still go through that when something happens. I could tell myself anything at the age I was back then, I would not have listened. Just like any other 24-year-old today.
Okay.
We all think we know it all, and sure, you know a bit, but as you get older, you realize you really don't know much, and it's just the beginning. And you come close to hitting 50 like I am right now, and you go, oh my God, I haven't even skimmed the surface. I can tell myself anything, it's not going to make a difference. Because, I would have said, soak it up. I would have said, actually, enjoy it more. And we all make mistakes in life. We all make decisions that in hindsight, which is why it's called 2020, we could have made a better decision. And, but, this is just a journey. Enjoy the journey. And I don't think I could have soaked it up more. The one thing I could have done is given myself less of a hard time. And I could have realized how beautiful I actually was, truly. Beauty pageants and India go a very long way. I mean, Rita Faria was the first person to win Miss World in 1975, I think. Right. And Aishwarya and Sushmita had won in 94. And I won in 97. India was already one of the formidable countries in the beauty fraternity, beauty pageant fraternity, I should say. So everyone is looking for where is Miss India, because we know she's beautiful and we know she can speak well, because thanks to our education system, we do speak very well. And, I think India is considered formidable. And rightly so, because we have got all the attributes that not just beauty pageants, but I think our women have got all the attributes that make an ideal woman. I wouldn't say perfect, because I joke about being perfect or someone being perfect. So I don't believe in perfection. I think you strive for perfection, and that's how you will get better. But perfect is boring. I don't take external pressure. The only pressure I put is on myself. And I wasn't going to put pressure on myself. When I went to the pageant, I didn't put any pressure on myself. I was just very clear that I was well rested and I took care of myself, and my head was free. No, I didn't take pressure that I came from a country of over 1 billion people, or the fact that I had Aishwarya and Sushmita win before, a few years before me.
Right.
But just go there, put your best foot forward, have a wonderful time, and turn every stone over so that you look back and you don't have any regrets that, ooh, had I done this differently, or had I done that? No. I would love to tell the Indian expats in Bahrain to enjoy it. It is a beautiful place. It is filled with wonderful people, and they are so liberal in their belief compared to the rest of the Middle East when it comes to being welcoming, not just accommodating, but welcoming of other religions. I think we have got a temple as well in Bahrain, and enjoy the food. Oh my God, I love the food. I love the food there. Well, before COVID, it was so much easier because you just hop on a flight and you go over. But now with COVID, you just have to thank God for technology, because we just count on, video calls and phone calls. And it really does bridge the gap. even though it's not the same thing as being there in person. And yeah. Yes, I keep myself really busy, besides juggling my personal life and moving into my new home right now, in Austin. But in the meantime, I do grooming lectures, I do motivational lectures. And again, thanks to technology, we can do this in our own space, and you are there even though you're not. So I do this on Zoom, and I do it for corporates, I do it for organizations. And I actually travel as well. We had the Independence Day celebrations, India Independence Day celebrations in America, and every state celebrates it. And there's a huge Indian community in America as well. So I've been traveling around with that. And yeah, I keep myself crazy busy, and I keep taking more things on my plate, and I'm like, I gotta stop at some time. From the time I won Miss World, a lot of my work was charity work. I mean, we would have the glamorous work as well, of course, don't get me wrong, but Miss World centers a lot. The theme of Miss World is beauty with a purpose. And what that did, the work through after winning Miss World, was it opened another side of me, and I found the satisfaction, and I think a lot of humility as well, I found in doing charity work. So I just carried on after that, and Miss World managed me for 3 years, from me winning Miss World. But besides their charity work, I went on to do a lot more. I built homes for Habitat for Humanity. I built with them, with President Carter, around the world. I very, very strongly support charities related especially to women and children, and breast cancer awareness, and educating children, especially the girl child. I have worked with the Red Cross, I've worked with many, many agencies, and I've been the brand ambassador, the face for a few companies, agencies, I mean, charitable organizations. And I think, if you can make a difference to one person, then it's well worth it. Like, my babies were born through IVF from my eggs that I froze when I was 34 years old. And I talked about it because I said the joy that I feel, um, and how thankful I am to God for having this procedure available, and these doctors that are angels to be able to help us have babies. That if somebody, one person again, can benefit from that and feel the joy I have felt, then, oh my God, why would I not talk about it? So I do a lot of that as well. And I think, what, we're all in the position we are in for a purpose. And if I have contributed and can contribute a dash more, it is worth it.